Alright, so we can talk about mindfulness all day, but the real benefit of the practice comes from actually doing it. So without further ado, let's do some. So to begin, we're going to do a simple meditation technique called mindfulness of breathing. To do this practice, you're going to want to set yourself up in some kind of comfortable posture. You can meditate lying down, sitting, standing, or actually walking. If this is your first time, if you've never done it before, I suggest you try the sitting or lying down, whatever's more comfortable for you. If you're lying down, you can either lie flat on the floor, or if you've got lower back problems, tight hamstrings, something like that, then you can have a bit of a bend in the knees. Maybe have your feet flat on the floor, knees bent, and then lying out flat on the floor. If you're in a chair, the two main points of posture, one is to have a stable base. So you want ideally something in firm contact with the ground. If you're sitting in a chair, feet firmly connected to the floor rather than dangling. And if you need to adjust your height with a cushion, something like that, either a cushion under your sitting bones or a cushion under your feet, then do that. Just try to make sure you've got a nice stable contact. Then, having set up a stable connection, have the spine ideally as upright as you can. If you can sit without back support, without too much pain, then it tends to be helpful, but it doesn't make that big a deal. It's not the end of the world if you can't do it. If you need to lean on something, then just lean on something. The key thing really is that you can be in a fairly sustainable posture. We're going to be here for about 10 minutes, something like that. But the spine wants to be generally upright, generally straightish. We're not trying to make ourselves as tall as possible and be really strained and uncomfortable, but we're also trying not to kind of slump or hunch or anything that looks like a sleeping posture, basically. Anytime the body goes into one of those drooping type postures, the mind will tend to want to go to sleep as well. So we'd like to avoid that if we can. So, grounded base, upright spine, relax the body as much as possible. Sometimes people find, especially if you watch a lot of TV, use screens a lot, that the head tends to stick forward. You get a bit of this sort of turtleneck type posture going on. To counteract that, because that can bring some tension into the neck and that can again be uncomfortable over a long period of time. So to counteract that, it can be useful just to tuck the chin a tiny bit. So we're not talking about sticking it right on the chest, but just a little bit of a tuck. Like you've got a tennis ball and you're kind of holding it between your chin and your chest. Eyes can be open or closed. If you've not practiced before, then I suggest trying closed for the first time, but give both a go and see how you get on. Put your hands somewhere comfortable, in your lap, on your thighs, whatever works for you, really. Some people find that it's nice to have a cushion in their lap so they can rest their hands on something. Depends on how long your arms are relative to the rest of your body. But again, to recap, key points of posture, stable base, upright spine, relax as much as possible.